To the outside world, Michelle Burney was a grieving teenage daughter, mourning the horrific murder of her beloved father, Arthur Burney. But many in the small town of Coweta, Oklahoma now believe she's the daughter from hell.
To kill somebody, to kill your dad, I don't know if she ever understands what she took from us.
How did he do that? Was so bad. How does it become a good idea to kill somebody?
For weeks, detectives thought it was Arthur's wife, Patricia, who was behind her husband's murder. But then a phone tip to the Wagner Sheriff's Department that turns the case upside down.
One of Michelle's cousins came forward and she told law enforcement about conversations that she had had with Michelle about Michelle wanting to find someone to help kill her father.
District Attorney Jack Thorpe says the payout to carry out the murder, $6,000 in cash and sex.
What gives me, goosebumps to think about, like, somebody in your life, the people that you love, and they're plotting against you to kill you.
Deputies locate the .22 caliber rifle used to execute Arthur hidden under the home. And skin cell DNA found on the gun turns out to belong to Michelle. But she's not the only one with prints on the murder weapon.
Ultimately, it had both Michael and Michelle's DNA on it.
Michael Richardson is Michelle's new 17-year-old boyfriend. Detectives immediately haul him in for questioning.
This is kind of your one opportunity to get your story out there.
What they wanted to know is Michael simply the boyfriend or the hired hitman.
Had Michelle talked to you about trying to get you to kill her dad? Mm-hmm.
Investigators are stunned when Michael makes a chilling confession.
They did hire, I'm not gonna lie, they hired me.
Michael Richardson was recruited by Michelle for the sole purpose of being the trigger man, the person that actually would shoot Arthur Burney.
What'd she say?
She just said she wanted him dead because he's abusive to her, he hurts her and her mom.
Michael claims Michelle tricked him into murdering Arthur by claiming he was an evil, abusive monster.
Then did you fire the shot?
Yeah.
How many shots did you fire?
According to the evidence, they ended up having sex the night after Michael had killed Michelle's father.
Cops arrest 14-year-old Michelle Burney, charging her as an adult for the murder of her father.
Initially, Michelle did not cooperate with law enforcement.
Based on Michael's interrogation, authorities believe Michelle is complicit in her dad's murder. But something doesn't quite add up.
She didn't have a car. The items that she owned, that she provided to Michael, were all provided by Patricia.
Arthur's two oldest daughters, Samantha and Karen, are also wondering how their 14-year-old half-sister executed such an elaborate plan.
There's no way those two teenagers came up with this plan on their own. And Michelle didn't even have a driver's license. So somebody had to be her ride.
We knew Trish had to be behind it.
Cops are also beginning to suspect Patricia is the real mastermind, but investigators have a big problem.
Michelle would not give up her mom.
So they come up with their own plan. Michelle is placed in Child Protective Services far away from Patricia. A few days later, the 14-year-old comes forward, saying she'll tell all if prosecutors cut a deal.
We had to make what we call a front-end deal. Michelle was going to be treated as a juvenile, and she was 14 when this occurred, and she wanted to ensure that her mother would not receive the death penalty.
The terrifying truth finally comes out.
We just wanted him gone. He was really screwing up my life.
Michelle claims the fatal shot came after 7 months of trying to kill her dad another way. Michelle says she and her mother laced his morning Mountain Dew and heart pills with arsenic.
Did your mom ever put anything in his drinks or food or anything?
She sprayed the bug poison when we had roaches in our house on his pills once.
When that fails to do the job, Michelle says her mom gives Arthur a lethal dose of Viagra.
How many Viagra are we talking about?
5 or 6. Didn't do none to him.
Watch closely as the 14-year-old actually yawns when she tells investigators what she and her mom were hoping for when they gave Arthur the Viagra, and it certainly wasn't to arouse him.
They were intended to kill him?
It was clear that they weren't able to pull off the murder themselves, so they sought somebody else out to help them.
Prosecutors believe it was Patricia who planted the seed in Michelle's mind to hire a hitman to kill her father.
She arranged the killing of her husband, and she used her daughter and her daughter's boyfriend to do it.
The motive?
Why your dad was murdered.
If he would have been what he should have acted like, this would have never happened.
What she alleged was Patricia's motive was that Arthur Burney was mean and abusive, but that we never discovered any evidence of that.
District Attorney Jack Thorpe says the real motive, Patricia wanted to be single and needed Arthur's life insurance policy to start over, and Michelle simply didn't want to follow the rules.
Arthur was strict, that he wanted his child to conduct, to do chores, to do well in school.
Detectives swoop in and arrest Patricia Burney, charging her with murder. But Patricia says cops have it all wrong, claiming she's innocent. She points the finger at her little girl, Michelle.
And what mother blames your child? I mean, there's been some bad mothers in the world, but to try to blame your kid for murder and let her take the fall pretty much tops it right there, in my opinion.
A jury agreed.
The jury came back about an hour after deliberating, and they came out with the sentence of guilty, first-degree murder, and life without parole.
Michael Richardson pleads guilty to second-degree murder and is sentenced to 28 years behind bars. Michelle Burney is charged as a minor. She was released from juvenile hall on her 19th birthday and currently lives in Arizona.
Do I feel justice was served? For Trish, yeah. And Michael, yes. Michelle, no. Michelle being out, living her life. Hell yeah, it bothers me.
Arthur Burney's oldest daughter now takes their children and grandchildren back to visit their dad's favorite horse, Max. He's the one connection that allows them to feel their father's incredible spirit.
I think about him every day, and I miss him every day, and I watch my kids, and my grandkids miss him. He was loved, and he was needed, and he was good. And they took that.
We attempted to reach Michelle Burney for comment on this story, but we never got an answer. Now, we want to hear from you. Do you think Michelle got off too easy, or do you think she was manipulated by her mom and justice was served? Sound off right now on our Facebook page. I'm Chris Hansen. If you like this story, make sure you tune in every day to Crime Watch Daily. You can find where the show airs in your city at crimewatchdaily.com. Watch it live or record it on your DVR and watch it at night. And to all those criminals out there, remember, we are watching.